Men must master themselves before they can get the right woman. I'm going to tell you a story about one of the women that I've dealt with before, and it's going to prove to you guys that you have to learn how to be your most authentic self at all times in a relationship for it to really work out the way that you need it to work out. I had this situation where I was talking to a woman. I only known her for maybe 2 weeks. I only known her for like 2 weeks. And I got a good sign that she's someone that is possibly the right type of woman for me. I had a presentation I need to do at work, and it was a fun presentation. It was something where you could talk about any topic you need to, and you just need to work on your public speaking skills. So the topic I chose for that speech was about anime conventions. I chose something nerdy because I'm able to embrace other aspects of who I am that people do not always see about me. And I'm clearly aware that I look like a nerd. And I am into certain things like anime and going to conventions. So that's what the speech was on, about why you should go to an anime convention. Now, as I was practicing this speech, I needed to practice in front of someone. And so this woman that I'm talking to at the time, I tell her, hey, I need you to come over and I got to work on this speech. I got to present it tomorrow. It was at least 10:30 or 11 p.m. at night. She said, okay. She drove over to my place and she helped me practice the speech, looked at my outline, and gave me feedback. Already, these are really great signs. Whenever you have a woman that's willing to do something to help you, and you're not offering anything back immediately, like you're not trading off anything immediately, that is a good sign, guys. So I was already taking notes that the fact that she'd come over late at night on a work night too, because she has to go to work, and she helps me practice. She provided constructive feedback. This is all a good start, a good sign. And it also proves why I'm going to show you why being yourself matters in these situations as well. So now me and her hadn't talked much about my interest in anime and anime conventions before this time, because we only known each other for 2 weeks. And all I knew was that she wasn't that much into that. And occasionally you will find women like that you don't always have the same interests, but that does not matter. So keep listening. As I started to decide my intro, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something clever. I'm going to start off my speech by playing the Pokemon intro, because I feel like even if people don't really know what anime is, a lot of people can relate to this. And as I started to practice the speech, I did the intro in front of her, not worrying about whether it was going to look corny to her or look lame to her. The fact that I was walking in on a speech to the Pokemon theme song. As I play the Pokemon theme song and I start walking into the bedroom where we were practicing, she does laugh. She starts laughing because, of course, it's hilarious. It's preposterous. Like, who's going to do this as a presentation at work? So she starts laughing. I'm having fun with it too. I'm also laughing. I'm not offended because I know that the whole point is it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be kind of funny that I'm coming in to that song. And as the night progressed, we get towards the end of the practice session, and she just says, I love the fact that you came in on that Pokemon theme song. She said, just that alone, I think is going to make it great, along with your speaking skills. Now we're going to fast forward. We're going to fast forward like 2 weeks after that. After that, she was telling me how much she wanted to see the recording of my speech because it was recorded. And then she said, you know, there's something I wanted to tell you. She said, one of the moments that made me fall for you the most was the night that you played the Pokemon theme song. And so I'm laying with her and I'm like, really? Why was it that moment, out of all the things we talked about not the different dates that we went on, not the different times we've seen each other, not the part where we slept with each other a few times, none of that was one of the things that stuck with her. She says, the reason I remembered that, and that was one of the moments I started falling for you harder, is because I got to see more of your true self, and that was attractive to me. And she said I was just attracted to the way that you didn't care if that might come off a little corny or funny or whatever. You just embraced that that's what you like, and you fully went towards that. You leaned in towards it. And she said just something about that night and that whole thing that you did that day, that's the moment that I really started to like you a lot more. And that is what I'm proving to you, where being authentic, not holding back who you are, that's going to help you. Because many times, guys, you are afraid to be yourself when you meet a woman. And if you are, you're afraid that she's not going to like the real you. That's a problem for you, though, because if you're with a woman and you have to hide most of yourself so that she can like you, the truth is she doesn't really like you because she doesn't really know who you are. It is your job to be yourself and showcase the things that are true to you. This is the only way you can rule women out quicker, to be honest, if that's what you're doing. If you're starting off a relationship, you need to get to your authentic self over time a lot faster than you may think, because you won't know that that person's not for you until you start to show the real size of you. This is why long-term relationships fall apart sometimes, because you held off so many different parts of you that the person starts to see it after they've been with you for 6 months, a year, or they live with you and they didn't even know that you smoke or something. Like, say if they didn't know you smoke weed, and then they start living with you and they find out, but this is a year after they know you. Something like that could be a big deal. It's just whatever it is, guys, whatever interest you got, you can show that to her. You don't have to spill everything out through conversations. I would say get them to experience some of the things with you, if possible, of what you like, and be confident in expressing it. Be confident in showing this is what I like, and you're not really looking for validation on it. That's the key. When I did the Pokemon intro thing, I told her, I know this is a little corny. I know this is going to come off funny, but that's what I want to do. I want to make this entertaining. I want to make this interesting. And I want this to be something people can relate to. She bought into all of that because it was the truth. And that's what I mean. The truth for you is what's going to get you the woman that is going to be fitting for you. And it doesn't always happen that way, but this is the best chance you got, because they only gonna stick with you if they're truly rocking with it. Don't fake it. Don't ever fake it. Trust in yourself, and you're gonna have to practice this. This may not be something you can do so easily, especially if you're too worried about how attractive the woman is. If that's the most forefront thing on your mind, you're gonna make mistakes in relationships, long term and short term. If you're worried too much about how much she is going to like you, you're worried about the wrong thing. You need to be focused on, does she like me after knowing the real me? After she finds out the real truth about behind who I am, what I like, what I'm interested in. She doesn't have to have the same interests, but does she respect me for who I am? And does it even add another layer of attraction? Like the woman I was explaining in this video, she's able to openly communicate with me about those things without me ever asking. So that is a benefit that you may not get from every woman. Every woman may not tell you that. It's kind of covert, where they may just start acting a bit different if they become more attracted to you. You got to look for the right signs, guys. The woman coming to help you out more, being around you, saying they miss you, wanting to see you, trying to do favors for you, just being helpful overall. Those are the good signs that they are liking the true you. They are liking the true you. And sometimes it's okay to have an open conversation with them. If you wanted to ask a woman this after you get a few weeks in, or say if you're in the deep long-term relationship, it is good to know what turns the woman on, what attracts her to you, because it just makes sense. Why would you not just do more of that and stop focusing on other random things? Double down on you. If they say they like you because of something unique about yourself or something special about yourself, double down on who you are. Double down on the things that people already like about you, and that way you will multiply their feelings toward you.